Greetings and salutations, YouTube. I am Adam Noyes here from Chopper Pilot 5, and today we're going to do a video that I've been wanting to do for quite a while, but until recently I have not had the balls to do it, because I'm afraid of the reactions I will get from YouTube. Today, I am going to be talking about all of the Godzilla suits and giving them my honest opinions. Now, I am probably going to disagree with the majority of YouTube on a few suits. But that is to be expected. I am never 100% with the norm. And I am actually encouraging everybody, if possible, to post a video response starting a debate or something like this, explaining why you disagree with me or why you agree with me, because this is something that I would actually like to see more on YouTube, is people voicing their opinions on certain Godzilla suits, because I have not seen that many, other than just reading comments under trailers or videos of certain movies of people saying, hey, you know, I like this Godzilla suit because fill in the blanks here. So I am hoping that people will do this, and I know damn well I'm already going to disagree with Zazubaar because, you know, we've had many discussions previously before recording this video about our favorite Godzilla suits, and we tend to disagree quite a bit, which is so funny because we're like, we love Godzilla like the same amount, but we disagree with him on just about everything, which is really funny, considering the fact that we're so big fans of him. It's just really funny. So, enough about me blabbering on about me and Zazubaar or debates and shit like that. Let's just dive right on into the first Godzilla suit, called the ShodaiGoji. Now, this is the very first Godzilla suit, of course, and the reason why I love this suit so much is because of how original it is. This Godzilla suit laid out the designs for all the Godzillas to come, excluding the 1998 suit. Now, what I really like about this Godzilla suit is how bulky it is. I really love that. And it really makes Godzilla look powerful. And no matter which angle Godzilla is shot in, it looks really, what's the word? Intimidating. It looks very, very antagonizing. And that is what I love in... If you notice that all the Godzilla suits that I seem to like, it looks antagonizing, and it looks really mean. And that's something I really like about this, and especially its design of its eyes. It looks extremely emotionless, but if you look at the shape of the eyebrows and the shape of the face, it doesn't. It looks really, really, really angry and mean. Like it just wants to squash all those puny humans, as Zazubaar put it, walking all around it, which is something I really like. Another thing that I really like about this Godzilla design is its spikes. They're really jagged and look very much like they were hit with a nuclear bomb, which is something that I really like. They're really jagged. Yes, they're a little bit short, but you know, I could look past that because this was the first suit. And even its skin texture, I really think looks like it has been mutated and exposed to extreme levels of radiation, which I think is really, really cool. And if we look at the legs, they look extremely muscular, very muscular, which I really, really like. Its arms, though, look a bit scrawny, but they're supposed to look tiny compared to the rest of the body. So I could kind of look past that, and again, this is the first Godzilla suit, so of course it's going to have that sort of prototype kind of feel to it. Now, my biggest complaint about this Godzilla suit is actually the tail. To me, the tail is actually too short compared to all the other Godzilla suits to come. But, you know, it's just, again, I have to always go back to the fact that this is very much like a prototype suit. So I always have to kind of look past that and say, hey, you know, this is a prototype suit. But overall, I think this Godzilla suit is very, very well put together and really, really powerful looking, and I really like it because this is one of those suits that no matter which angle you put it at, it really looks intimidating, antagonizing, and just all around evil, which is what Ishiro Honda, Eiji Tsuburaya, Tomi Tanaka, they all wanted that, and they definitely succeeded with the first Godzilla suit, the ShodaiGoji Suit. Now, on to the second suit, which I can't even pronounce the name of it. It's like the GyakushuGoji, GhidrahGoji Suit, whatever. It's from Godzilla Raids Again. And this is the first suit that me and Zazubaar will disagree on. Zazubaar detests this suit. He says it's atrocious looking. And while me, I actually kind of like it. And here's why. I think it's definitely slender than the last Godzilla, and something that I like about this Godzilla suit more is that it definitely shows off a bit more of the muscle Godzilla has, which is something I really, really, really like. But again, the spikes on this one lose somewhat of its epicness that we got with the original Godzilla suit, so that's a bit of a drawback. They're really, really scrawny, and you ask me, they're not well executed. They're not very large. They're not very, very pointy, and I don't really like that. But what I do like about this suit is that the arms look a bit more bulkier, which is something I like, and they definitely fit with the legs a little bit more. They both look extremely strong and really powerful, especially during the fight with Anguirus. And then the tail is definitely fixed up. I like the tail on this Godzilla way more than the one on the Shodai Godzilla, the first suit. Again, it just sort of evens out Godzilla a little bit more. And I really like the skin texture. I think the skin texture is nearly the same as the first Godzilla suit, which looks like it's been extremely mutated and extremely warped because of the high dosage of radiation, which I really like. Now here comes my complaint with the suit. If you look at this suit from the side, it looks really massive and powerful, and I love it. But then when it turns towards the camera like a point of view shot, it looks really, really dumb. I do like its teeth, though. I love this suit's teeth, and though I like this suit's teeth not as much as the original suit, but I still like them, and I really like how they stick out of this suit's mouth, and I really like that. But when this suit is looking towards you, it just looks so stupid. And that's a bit of a drawback to the suit. In fact, that's the only drawback to the suit, because the rest of it looks really, really nice and strong and really intimidating, but then all of a sudden when you look at its head, which is usually what people look at when they're looking at, a giant monster fighting something, it looks really dumb and stupid, while when it's at a side angle, it looks really intimidating. So, other than that, it was a relatively good suit. Still feels a bit prototypey, so I have to always look past that and have in my mind that, yes, this is still a prototype suit, even though it was the second suit. So, this is another suit that I know damn well Zazubaar and I are going to disagree on. This is the third Godzilla suit, called the KingGoji Suit. This suit was only used as the main suit anyways, in, of course, King Kong vs. Godzilla, and Zazubaar absolutely loves this Godzilla suit. In fact, he loves it so much that he put a cigar and an eye patch on it during one of his videos, and it used to be his Skype picture forever, but then he got lame and just put a picture of himself on it. Lame-o. Who puts a picture of themselves on Skype anymore? God. Anyways, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the suit, goddammit. Now, the first things I have to say about this suit is that it's definitely way more massive than the last two. But there is only a certain point of bulkiness that I can really stand, and to me, this one is too bulky. Don't you just love it when somebody's just trolling and nitpicking every little tiny detail of something? Ugh, man. I'm such a hypocrite, because I hate those. Anyways, if we look at this suit from a side angle, it's very much hunched over, which is okay, I guess. I mean, I like my Godzilla to be more upright than hunched over. But something I will say about this Godzilla suit is that it always looks like it's on the prowl and ready for the attack, which is something I really find interesting. It definitely adds a bit to this Godzilla's character. Another thing I would like to mention is I love the design of the arms. Though the arms lose a bit of that muscular sense to them, the hands are really well done, and I love how the nails are bigger and sharper and just looks all around meaner. Though the tail on this one is a little bit too fat for my liking. You see, the one for the 55 suit I found to be a rather good-looking tail. This one does not. It just looks really, really fat and overly bulky. And now this brings me to the just regular body of this suit. This body is way too massive for my liking. Now, I like it when a Godzilla suit looks massive, especially of the case of the original Godzilla suit, but this one just looks plain old fat. Like, you can't even see, like, outline of muscles, unlike the 55 suit, and in some cases in the 54 suit. And that's where I really, really just don't really like it. It just looks too fat for my liking. The spikes are okay. They're not my favorite designs of spikes, but they're okay. You'll definitely see this style of spikeage. That's funny sounding. This style of spikeage in pretty much all the other Showa Era Godzilla suits up until the 70s. And they're okay. They're really big, and I like that, though. They are really, really big. And here comes the weakest point of this Godzilla suit. I really hate the design of the face. It's way too short and it's way too elongated and fat. Well, flat, not fat, flat. Well, I guess you can say flat. I really hate the position of the eye sockets. And I really just don't like the eyes in general. They look really just sort of derpy, if you understand what I'm saying there. And the teeth layout I don't really care for. We lose those jagged scars. From here on out, we lose those two dragon teeth that I love so much with the other two suits. Which, excuse me, is a minor setback, but I can look past it. So this suit is alright. Just a little bit too bulky and too massive for my liking. Now to Suit 4, the MosuGoji Suit. Now, I love this suit. Now, this fixes up everything from the suits before. I love this suit. Well, especially the 62 Godzilla suit. Now, this suit has a good mixture of everything. It looks bulky, massive, powerful, and muscular, all in one, making it a very kick-ass Godzilla suit. Its face looks so mean. I mean, just look at that. The shape of the eyebrows capturing the original look of the original Godzilla suit that I loved so much, and bringing it back here looks really awesome. The position of the nose is great. We're missing the ears, which I know if my Godzilla design would definitely have the ears, but it's okay. That's okay. That's the biggest drawback to this Godzilla suit, and the last Godzilla suit, in fact, is that they lose their ears after this. But the tail looks awesome on this one. It definitely fixes itself up from the 62 Godzilla suit. The tail looks really, really good. And the spikes design they look pretty close to the same as the 62 Godzilla suit, but I really like how these one look sharper and more defined, unlike in the other one, which I really, really, really love. And especially the position of the arms. The position on the arms on this one really looks, you can actually see what looks like muscle tone to it, which I really, really like and absolutely adore about this Godzilla suit. And what I really like, even though it was a flub, sometimes when Godzilla's roaring and flailing his neck around, just adding more character to him, you'll see that this one almost has like jaws, which I really, really like, and sometimes you'll see them actually jiggle, even though it was a flub during the making of the movie, but because they couldn't go back and reshoot it, they just left it in there. And if you ask me, I really like that, how they sort of wiggle around. It makes the Godzilla suit look actually even realer than what it normally would be, and adds that much more of a characterization to Godzilla himself. And that's one reason why I like the suit so much. The body is just perfectly proportioned. This Godzilla suit is perfectly proportioned. There isn't really anything other than the ears that I can really complain about. Even the texture of the skin is extremely well done, unlike in the 62 Godzilla suit, in my opinion, Zazubaar. So yeah, that's my opinions on the 64 suit. Just a really, really good suit. Now, I'm going to have to talk about the 65 suit here, even though technically it's the same suit. The 64 suit from Ghidra the Three-Headed Monster. I'm going to talk about that here, even though technically it is the same suit. The 65 suit has the same body, spikes, tail, pretty much everything from the MosuGoji suit, but the only difference is the head. The head for the Ghidra the Three-Headed Monster Godzilla suit is a bit more narrow, it has the same overall sort of texture as that Godzilla suit, but it's way more stationary, because the head, while making Mothra vs. Godzilla in 1964, got so beat up that they literally had to replace that head. And unfortunately, it doesn't look as good. It just doesn't look as mean. It doesn't look as powerful, which I know Godzilla is supposed to be more of a sympathetic monster in that movie, because this is truly the movie where Godzilla turns good